Welcome to another edition of the Crown's Way video newsletter. I'm your host, Kyle Roscoe, of course, managing partner Tony Rollo to my right. And we have a special guest on tonight. Karen Graves from the Jockey Club is going to actually highlight a brand new service that we're bringing to you guys. Tony, obviously we have a bunch of horses. We're going to have a bunch of horses now coming up with this new series if people get in. And with this claiming group, there's going to be a lot of back and forth, not, a lot of horses coming, a lot of horses going in theory. So service that we're going to bring on is TLORE, and that should help a lot with, again, knowing stables and stuff like that.
Yeah, I always thought, we had a problem with some partners not knowing which horses they owned, and not now that most of our partners live in Chicago and our horse.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Not crap.
They own and get updates on every horse they own. So we partnered up with TLORE, which is a brand new service from the Jockey Club, and Karen has been great setting it up. And I've spent this week giving everyone IDs and passwords so they can get in. It'll be an app. And instead of having me explain it, let's just have Karen show everybody what they're now signed up for.
The best part is you lagged in the middle of that, but we'll just roll with it. Everything everyone heard.
Oh,
exactly.
It's all good. I didn't know. Could they still hear me?
Yeah, I think they caught up fine, but that was that was kind of funny in the middle. We're rolling with it. Karen, again, we're very gracious to have you on. From what I've clicked through, and obviously Tony has added everybody in, it seems like a fantastic service, not only for us as syndicate owners, but also just communication with our partners and everything in between, knowing what horses we have in the barn, knowing stats, entries, and stuff like that. And you'll go through for the partners.
Yeah, great. Well, I want to say thank you for having me today, and also just thank you to all of Crown's Way for joining the TLORE family. We're excited to have everyone on board, and we look forward to making sure that you stay in communication with your horses, their entries, their results, and just feel as a part of it. So one of the things that the software was designed to do, and I'm sharing with you now, that when you log in as the owner, and again, that information will be provided to you on how to log in, you'll download the app, and we have what's called the Owner Sync. And the Owner Sync, once you log in, will show you any horses that you're owner of. You'll get a complete listing, and then it will show you your percentage of the ownership. If you click on the horse directly, it's going to give you the horse's stat summary. So it will show you anytime that the horse has raced and its total earnings. If there's any entries for the horse, you'll also see those entries once they've been made. And then it also will give you race results. The nice thing here is that you can also search back through these race results, so you're not limited to what's just current. So you can kind of control the information that you're seeing on the horse that's there. If you click on the actual camera, you will have access to rewatch the race replay from that track. I do preface that in saying that tracks like Churchill do not provide us their data yet, although we are currently working on that, and hopefully we'll have that available to our owners hopefully within this year. But it is something that we're actively working with them, but we should have most of the other tracks on there. You also have access to the GPS stats from the race, so it will show you the splits for all of the horses that ran that race. So it's kind of nice to go back and see that information and watch the performance of your horse as to other horses that were in that race. And then, let me go back out of here, sorry. It also will show you the earnings, the placings, information. And then you'll also have access to any of the workouts from your horse. So anytime that the horse does complete a recorded, and I do say it has to be a recorded timed workout, it will automatically go up into the horse's information. And again, all of this information is available as soon as it's reported or it's marked finalized through Equibase. The information automatically imports onto the horse for you, so there's no need for you to do anything. And then if there's any additional notes that are shared on your horse, you will have access to those as well. Sometimes those could be a memo if Tony or someone was going to give you some information and just let you know some things, or it may be in the form of a media. And you also have a media gallery up here at the top. So if there is any type of media on it, you would also see it there in the media gallery. This horse, unfortunately, I don't have anything, but let me show you one that I may have one on. And you'll see there'll be pictures, or if there's videos. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. But you would have access to that media as well. So you'll get, if someone from Crownsway was out at the track and they took a video of the horse working and they uploaded that onto the horse's account to be shared, that would be there in your media gallery as well.
Yes, and we plan on being very active with uploading media for the partners, just so they can feel more involved. And I plan on, after every race, leaving a note of what we thought of the race, what the jockey said, what the trainer said. It's really kind of a Crownsway 2.0 as far as bringing the partners more involved in our racing.
Yeah, and I honestly, I've seeing this, it's honestly really nice, because not only is it super user friendly, being able to just click through, see all the, you know, the entries, the videos, everything all in one screen, but also just being able for us, Tony, right? Like you mentioned, being able to communicate with the partners, because the one thing I think that a lot of stuff lacks, unless you're there at the track, really is, you know, what did the jockey say about the, you know, the race? What did the, you know, what does the trainer think about it? And a lot of the, and this is not saying anything to anybody, but, you know, when you get, you know, bigger syndicates or something like that, that kind of stuff is a little bit harder to come across, especially in terms of trainer speak, jockey speak. Having this service for our partners will be really nice, because of the fact that we can write notes to the partners and say, you know, oh, Sammy Camacho rode vote no, and Sammy thinks that, you know, maybe this horse wants 1.5 miles, not 1 3/8 miles, obviously referring to the United Nations, but stuff like that, I feel like can make the partners feel a lot more involved.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sorry, Karen. Just wanted to throw that in there to make sure everyone knew that they would be getting notes.
No, I think it's great. And that is what we hope to do. And we're always looking at expanding the platform. We do have some other things right now that are in test. We realize it's important for the owners to feel so communicated, you know, out there with their horses. They can't always go to where the horses are running, or can't be out there in the mornings when the horses are working. So this is one way. We are, and I'll just tell you some of the things that we've got maybe that hopefully will come here shortly, is I am talking with one of the top track photographers right now about incorporating the race photos. So anytime there's a win photo, it may be posted onto the accounts that are TLORE. So it is some things that we are working on to even make this even more interactive and more appealing for the owners and users of the platform.
Yeah, no, that's exciting.
You know, I love that. Again, just anything to, again, get people more involved. You know, winner's circle photos is obviously a fantastic way to do that. So that's a very exciting thing. But, you know, like we do on Twitter, we send out workout postings, we send out entry alerts. But with a service like this, you know, it comes straight to their phone, you know, if they have the app, straight to their phone as a notification. Hey, you know, our horse is entered, and obviously Turfway draws, you know, a week out, right? So you can say, hey, you know, in 7 days, Shards will be running again, or something like that. You know, then you have places like Tampa Bay that do it 3 days out, but same type of thing. You will get that notification not only, and I'm actually looking at it right now just to show the people, you know, enable notifications, race entries, results, workouts, post time, and 15 minutes to post time. So that all comes straight to your phone, which obviously is a fantastic service for a communication standpoint. But yeah, we're very happy to bring on TLORE. And Tony, as you mentioned before, but just reiterate it before we leave off the call, people are going to be wondering how to get into here or what they will need to do. But Tony, you said you set up everyone has an account right now, and that you'll get that information to them.
Yeah, so everyone's username and password will be their first and last name in all caps. And then once you get in there, you'll be able to change your password. And if you can update your contact information, if we don't have it all, I know some people, we have emails, but not phone numbers. We'd like to have all that in one place, which would make it easier for me to get out your dividend checks and all of that. So I know that's important. So let's make sure we get all of the information updated. And Karen, was there anything else as far as that people should need to know?
Nope. The one thing is, you know, of course, this is for the owners. You do have the access through the app, but you're not limited to the app. You can also do it through the website. So you can just log in the same way. It will pull you up as an owner, and you have the same view that I'm showing you today from my computer. So, no matter where you're at, you'll have access to your information. And as you were alluding to, they can, when you go into the settings in account, they'll see where they can go in and change their password from their current password, put in a new password. And of course, that's going to work either device, whether it be on the desktop or again through the app itself. And just remember, anywhere that you have internet service, you can log into this platform. So if you don't want to download the app, you can just log into it as long as you're using the web browser.
Okay, great. And then, and also they can change their contact information on there, like address and stuff.
I don't think they can change that, but they can definitely let you know of that information to change it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, on that My Account, it doesn't.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, and like I said, Karen, thanks so much for joining us and obviously running through this with us. It's greatly appreciated because, again, it is a really nice, really great service, and we're very excited to bring TLORE on. Again, if you have any questions, you can always DM us at Crownsway Racing on X or email Tony or Anthony Rollo at crownswayracing.com. Again, any questions, comments, anything you want to know about this brand new service, whether if we can answer it or we'll send it to Karen, and Karen can definitely answer it as well. But like I said, we're very excited. Karen, again, thank you so much for joining us. We greatly appreciate it. And we're very excited to bring on this new edition. This Tony kind of put it, the Crownsway 2.0, but for managing partner of Crownsway Racing, Tony Rollo. And
hey, Kyle, we still got races to cover.
Sorry, I forgot. I didn't know. It's my apologies. I thought this was just a TLORE thing. But Karen, then I'll send you off. Thank you again for joining us. Greatly appreciate it. If we have any other questions, we'll reach out to you.
Okay, great. Thanks for having me.
Yep. Thanks, Karen. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, Karen.
You gotta brief me, man. I know we were going over races. It's fine. I'm not just messing with you.
I know we got horses entered, but yeah, lot going on. So we had to do the TLORE. We got NHC coming up. I know there's a lot going on in this world right now, but yeah, we got 2 races this week. On Thursday we have Second City Saint in the, I believe, 5th race at Turfway.
It is the 5th race. Yep.
And yeah, we can just give a quick rundown of what's going on with those and let everyone know about their horses that are running this week. Yep. Which if they log in on the TLORE, they'll see that their horses are running this week.
I was just gonna say that. You beat me to the little bit of a plug there. So race 5 is the first race. Second City Saint draws the number 2, and she's really low on the morning line. There's not a whole lot of horses that have run, and if they are, they haven't run too well before. So I believe she is the morning line favorite at 3-1 as your number 2 hole. As I bring it up on the screen right now, Tony, Joseph Ramos is back aboard, and as I mentioned when we first covered her race, her first race back, I really do like Joe Ramos riding. Kelsey's been very, very good at Turfway, so hopefully, I'm hoping personally she sits a little bit closer than last time out. She kind of was devoid. She got pinched a little bit as well. So lots of things that maybe first time out off the bench were a little bit rough, but obviously coming back second time should be well and fit.
Yeah. I mean, the first race, they sprung the gate with her head cocked off to the side, and yeah, there was nothing good about the way that race started. And then it just kind of was a race that set up with no closing. If you look at the replay of that race, we were the only ones making up any ground down the lane. Yep. And we're also dropping in class in here from the maiden special weight to the maiden auction race. So this will be a race. Should be a little bit easier, where the last race was open to any horse that hadn't won. This race is only for horses that sold for 50,000 or less. So this should represent a drop in class. And the way we galloped out, if she breaks well and puts herself in there, I think we're very dangerous in here.
I couldn't agree more with you. And you mentioned that she was really the only one making up ground. You see the first 3 horses here with Wendy Houston, who came back to run pretty well. Just lost out as a favorite out in an N1X optional claimer by a half length. So that horse obviously flattered the form of this race. Let's Chance It came from 3rd, finished 2nd, and Cafe Culture from 2nd to 3rd. You can see Saint came from 9th all the way to 4th. So I completely agree with you. The only one making up ground. So even though the number was a little bit lower than that 65 she got a first time, the way the track was playing in that race, I really do like Second City Saint. coming back. As I mentioned, Joe Ramos back aboard. Lots of things to like about her, and especially for the morning line favorite. I do like her chances. She came also back to work at Turfway in between February 19th and the race coming up on Thursday. And she worked very well, 49-1, 6 out of 22. So we're very excited to see her come back on Thursday. And you mentioned it, the only other horse we have in there is Big Man is back, running in that same type of optional claimer type ranks, Tony. But even though there's some good horses in here, it's not like last time was honestly a pretty much a stakes field in there. And obviously Shards didn't run the best. Possibly Mente, who actually won that race, is back in here, runaway again. But so a lot of familiar foes, but arguably minus that last race for Possibly Mente, very even group in here. And Shards should, as long as he gets back to his races, Shards should fit well.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're kind of at a crossroads here with Shards to see what kind of we have. You can not worry about the first race as much. You know, they had that ice storm. He missed training with that. So maybe he wasn't as fit as we needed to be going in. He's had a big work since. And I think this race, we're going to find out if Shard still has his fastball or not. You know, it's been a couple off races in a row, and we've done a lot to try to keep this horse, to get this horse back to his top level. So hopefully it starts to pay off in the afternoons here.
And then you can also see the blue coated figures that are on the screen right now show that it's a slower type pace that they run into. And you can see another race, you know, fourth. Actually, Green Light came from way behind, but Run Carson set decent factions, but nothing to what Turfway is normally used to at that 6.5. So sitting mid pack probably could have been good enough. I like the little bit of speed that he showed out of that gate, Tony. Maybe it's not necessarily his best type of way, because you can go back into early, March last year when he ran about this weekend and popped that 100 buyer that he got with Joseph Ramos. Adam Beschizza is also back aboard now. So who's ridden him in all his big races, obviously first call for John with NBS and Kelsey Danner. So very excited to see if he still got it. But second off the layoff, Tony, plus you mentioned that I was going to point out that big work, 48-1, 4 out of 35 horses that worked that distance that day. I mean, that's nothing to sneeze at by any means. So hopefully he's back into form and can run a big one for us.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. I feel like we need to see him make that jump back to show he still has his fastball, as I said. So reuniting with his familiar rider, Adam, who rode him in the stake here last year, and he showed speed on him that day. So it's not like, oh, we have to go to the back. That Fargo is what I'm pointing at, where he went to the front and ran third in the stake last year. So I guess we'll see where we're at.
And that's the one thing that I also wanted to hint at here was, there's a lot of, because, he's probably one of the main horses. There's top 3 in the stable, right? Obviously there's Shards, there's Otago, and Vote No. So getting Shards back to that type of form is obviously our best interest and exactly what we want. That workout really shows that he could be good. And for people that don't know, obviously first off the layoff, especially for a horse like Shards that's running these shorter distances, trying to get back into it. And they also think, Tony, the one thing I wanted to mention was that you kind of hinted to me that you were talking about going to a mile with Shards. And then this is the last thing I want to touch on, that we can end it. But we talked about going to the mile, maybe going, something going 2 turns, just because he really has shown that he's gotten a little bit slower out of the gate and, needs a little bit more to get going. He's kind of always been that type of horse, but ends up going at the 6 furlongs here. Just want to get your input on that, then we can end it.
Yeah, I mean, I think a mile is still very much in play for him at some point. This race going at a mile went for Wednesday. And Kelsey has Walaka and another horse in there. And we know those are 2 tough horses. So we figured if Kelsey's got 2 tough ones in the mile race, we'll stick to what we know here. And we'll keep the option open for 2 turns a little bit down the road. No,
and that's why I like that. I just want to get your input, especially, again, giving that to the partners, because I know we have mentioned that on this show in the past. But yeah, so TLORE is we're very excited to use it. So keep an eye out for Tony's email when this comes out. There's also going to be a letter enclosed in that email explaining TLORE and exactly what goes on with that. So Again, your login password is just your first name, last name, all caps for both your username and your password. And as we showed, as Karen showed, you guys can go in and change your password however you like. It won't mess up anything by any means. And if you have any questions at all, please either DM us at Crownsway Racing or send an email, preferably send an email to Anthony Rollo at crownswayracing.com. Anything else before I start ending the show prematurely again?
I think just good luck to any Crownsway partners going to Vegas this weekend for the NHC. You know, we'll both be out there. Still remains to be seen if we'll have seats, but we got the defending champion Dan going forward. I know the HHH crew is coming in loaded, so hopefully the Team Crownsway can make a little noise out there again.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, Tony, if we make another noise like we did last year, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know, we need to go party or something out there. That's for damn sure. But yeah, good luck to anyone out there. And of course, feel free to come up to us when we're out there. If you have any questions about that or just want to talk, more than happy to do that with you all. But for managing partner, Crownsway Racing, Tony Rollo, I've been your host, Kyle Roscoe, for the March 10th edition of the Crownsway video newsletter. And good luck to everybody and all the partners on both Second City Saint and Shards.